this session, we will just try to look at how to create a dashboard and what all functionalities, everything. We'll just try to look and explore. Yeah. So first, in the bottom, as we have like three. One is for creating the new worksheet, which is like bars kind of thing, and next we have like four squares that's generally used to create a new dashboard. So once if we click, we will just get the new dashboard, and so we will try to explore various functionalities and everything which is there in the creation of dashboard. So we will start from the left ribbon, which we have showing the dashboard. First we have default, so device preview. What it does is based on which device we are viewing. Based on that we can just change. So default, it's currently now in default. So when you click tablet, like what's the size of tablet and model, once you select, based on that it will just alter the size of the screen. So what's the use of this is after making dashboard, if we are sending to client, maybe what is the device client is using, if we know, we can just try to click at the model and view how the dashboard looks when it is ready, when there is a reduction in size from what we have made. So this is the first feature. So here we have desktop, tablet and phone, and here we can select whichever model you would like to view. This is the first one. Then once if you click this device preview,
Jairam, just a quick thing. I think in that device preview, right? Let's take a quick look at what is there for each of the options, like for example desktop and so on. So let's see for desktop, what are the options?
So for desktop, different monitor size, all those will be there. Yeah. So if you see for the desktop, like what is the size and resolution will be there. Similar for tablet. Then in that case, what all types of tablet also, those things will be there. If you would like to change
hold on a
landscape.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let's see. So there is iPad mini. So there are 4 iPad types. Interesting. Then Nexus, 2 of them. Samsung Galaxy Tab. Fire HD. Oh, Fire HD is, I think, Amazon's device, I think. My understanding is correct. Okay. So these are the 4 types. So 1 second, just let's see. So 1024, 1024, all iPads it's 1024, but I don't know why. 1024 by 768. Okay, Nexus 960 1024. Okay. I think we can reasonably say that 1024 by roughly 768 or 800. 768 is the predominant size. Okay, got it. Let's go to the next one. Phone. Okay, so the iPhone, lot of them, and then Samsung Pixel Nexus. Okay, 375, 812. Okay, got it. Okay, sounds good. What's this Nexus, guys? Whose is that? Google's, huh? Okay. Google Pixel, Google Nexus. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Got it. Okay, understood. Thank you. Yeah.
So also we can see one icon here which is used to switch to landscape or landscape to portrait. If you use that icon, we can view like how it looks in landscape as well as portrait.
Okay.
And also here we have Tableau mobile app. Once if you uncheck that, like it shows the screen size based on the device which you are using. But if you click on Tableau mobile app, then it adjusts the size based on the app which is there for the mobile edition. Yeah. So these are the features which we have in device preview.
Okay.
So once if we click this device preview, which is on the left side, so the window which is showing will go. And also now currently we have to use, since we are developing desktop, we will go for the desktop. Yeah. So yeah, this is the features which you have in device preview. Next we will go with the size. Size in the sense, what is the size of the dashboard, like overall size which we are using, which can be fixed by using the size. So if you see, we have 3 options. One is fixed size, one is automatic, other is range. So fixed size in the sense, we have like all these recommendations for generic desktop browser, full screen, all those. So these are the different features, different inbuilt sizes which we have for the fixed size. So then fixed size, and also we have other option which is custom, which we can use to control the size of the dashboard, in the screen. So as you can see here, width and height. So if you would like to change the size, just whatever size you feel, just you can go in width and height. So automatically it will take this as custom size. And also we have two other options. One is automatic, other is range. Automatic in the sense like based on the screen which we are viewing, it will fit automatically to the entire screen. For example, now I have fixed the size 1400 into 800. Once if I give automatic, my entire screen will be filled with the dashboard. So once if we keep automatic, based on the viewer who is using, might be like sometimes if client is using a monitor or something, so based on the full, basically automatic will give the entire view of the dashboard in their screen. And other feature which we have is, yeah.
I have a question. So for example, you are making in automatic mode. So what would happen if the client's screen size is less than yours? Will the visualization adjust themselves? Or it would
it will adjust itself and it will resize, it will contract. Okay, so next we have range. So we can just fix the range, like rather than keeping a custom in one value, we can fix the range by giving the two range of value, minimum and maximum. Yeah, so these are the three features we have. One is automatic and other is fixed, and other one is range. So mostly generally we will go with the fixed size and standard size which I use for project is like 1400 into 800. So let me go. So here next, these are the various features which we have in size, and we can fix the size based on our recommendation and use as per the client requirements. Next we have sheets. So these are the sheets which I already created, so that we can concentrate more on dashboard doing part in this session. So if you see, these are the 5 sheets which we have in the workbook, which can be used to create the dashboard. So for example, we are pulling this sheet, for example, just whichever sheet you want to use in dashboard, just click it, and if you pull, automatically it will come into the dashboard. So also we have some other features like once you click the arrow which is on the right top, it will go directly to the sheet whichever you have pulled in. And also one more, if you want to replace the, for example, sales by cat and subcat with sales by segment, generally how people do is like they will just delete it and they will pull the sales by segment. So in this case we no need to do that. So for example, now we have sales by segment sheet. If you want to replace it sales by cat and subcat, you can just click on the sales by segment sheet, then sales by cat and subcat, you can see the L arrow on the right. So if you click that, automatically it gets replaced. There is no need for deleting the sheet and pulling it again. So if you generally use this quadrant in which the arrow is in both sides, if we use that directly, the sheet will get replaced. These are the functionalities we have in sheet. Next we will quickly move on to the objects tab. Yeah. So objects tab, what we have, horizontal, vertical. So horizontal, verticals are the containers which we
sorry Jairam. Yeah. So what was the thing you talked about, the replacement? Just help me with that again, please.
Yeah, so currently, for example, you have sales by segment sheet in the dashboard.
Yeah.
If you want to replace sales by segment with sales by cat and subcat, there is no need for deleting the sales by segment and pulling the sales by cat and subcat. In this case, it may view like easy, but generally when you have a dashboard with multiple sheets, for example, 5 sheets, so if we don't want the orientation and position to get changed, so what we can do is, if you, for example, now you want to change the sales by segment with sales by cat and subcat, just to go hover near the sales by segment, and we have the quadrant in which 2 arrows are there. Once you click that, automatically it will swap the sheet.
Okay, so for this you have to go select a specific sort of part of the viz, which is one of the sort of charts maybe, and then you get this option. Can you have like 2 of them, and then please just demonstrate that. Let's have 2 vizes. Yeah, perfect. Now let's say you want to
Okay, now
Okay.
if you want to replace sales by date with maybe sales by category and subcategory.
Uh-huh.
So first we have to select sales by segment.
Okay.
Then we have to go near the sheet which you want to replace with.
Okay.
So for example, sales by category and subcategory. So we have
Got
this
it.
arrow.
Yeah.
Once if
Yeah.
you use that, it will just replace.
Okay. Excellent. Got it. This is useful, especially when you have a
Multiple.
complicated
So
bills.
if you delete it now, you see the entire thing will come. Then again, you have to pull the sheet and adjust the size and everything.
Got it. Yes. 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 This is
So
very
in that
useful.
case, to maintain the size and formatting everything, we can just directly go with that arrow which is output, and we can swap the sheet.
Yeah.
So next we will move on to the objects tab. So in objects we have horizontal, vertical, all those. So what is the use of horizontal is basically horizontal, vertical, all these are containers which we first before putting the sheet in, we will just make these containers so that the sheet will be having a definite size. And also Swappers asked the question like if we make an automatic of higher size and if we are reducing it, what happens? So if we use this containers horizontal and vertical, the contraction will be happening in a uniform way so that the dashboard will be presentable. So let's quickly just try to explore what is there in this horizontal, vertical. So basically horizontal, vertical are containers, and there is a logic behind that. Whatever container is inside the vertical, you can adjust the height of the container, and whatever is inside the horizontal, we can just adjust the width. Yeah. So for example, now I have currently pulled the vertical into the sheet, and also I am pulling a blank. Maybe I will explain why you have to pull a blank in the when we try to make the dashboard with the visors and views. Yeah. So if you click the layout, also here there is option layout. If you click, you can see like nothing is there except the dashboard one. Once you try to pull the containers, you will be able to see. So currently I am pulling the vertical inside the container. So what happens is whatever you are trying to put inside this vertical, we can adjust the height irrespective of whether it is horizontal or vertical. So now I am pulling the blank again. Now I am pulling the horizontal. So if you see the layout, we can just see dashboard one. First there is a vertical and there is a horizontal inside that vertical. And if you click, if you would like to change the so since the horizontal is inside vertical, we can only change the height of the horizontal. So if you just left click the horizontal, we have an option to edit height. So based on our use, maybe 50, we can use this for a title block, about the title, all those. So what I'm trying to say here is like irrespective of whatever is the container, whether vertical or horizontal, it matters it's inside which container. So here though, if we have horizontal, we can only change the height because it's inside the vertical. And the same case with the horizontal. If we pull the horizontal out and if we put the vertical inside, we can only change the width of the vertical, not the height. Okay, let me explain that. The next one. So now in layout, if you see there is no containers, nothing. So first we will pull the horizontal, and then now if we pull the vertical, if you click on layout, we can just see what all are there inside the dashboard. So if you click, we can edit with, though it's vertical, we can edit the width because it's inside an horizontal. Yeah. And next we have text. What the use of text is like if you pull the text and just whatever, if you want to type, give heading or something.
Hey, Jairam, one quick thing, that horizontal and vertical thing. Now, can you just explain with when you have, let's say, vertical with more than one columns and horizontal with more than one? If you can just explain that, that will be really great. Because I think just need some clarity there. Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah, first we are pulling the vertical, and now we'll put a blank. And again, now if we pull horizontal, so layout horizontal, we will edit the height. So now this will be like a title block for this sheet. Now we will again pull horizontal and next. So what happens here is now you can see first there is a vertical and inside that there is a horizontal in the top, and next again we have an horizontal and that there is a blank. Okay. So now we will just try to edit the height of this horizontal, maybe 350. Okay. and we will try to pull one more horizontal just below the horizontal, and we can now delete this blank here. So what I have done here is, first we have only one vertical, and I have pulled the 3 horizontal inside the vertical container. So basically only there is a one vertical container outside all. That is first container which we have in this dashboard is vertical, and we have 3 horizontal containers inside this vertical. So now maybe if we try to pull the sheet and print, it will be better. Yeah. So we are trying to put the sales by date in the bottommost vertical, and now we have sales by segment. We can use pull in this. So basically, if you see now, if you see the layout, we can just see which all our sheets are inside the container. Sales by date, we can edit the width because it's inside a horizontal, and also if you want to edit the sales by segment width, we can edit the width because it's inside the horizontal, so we can edit the width of the sheet. So basically, if the sheet or if a container is inside vertical, we can edit the height, and if a sheet is inside horizontal, we can edit the width.
Let's say, for example, if you have, so you have one vertical, right? So let's say, are you in a position to add one more vertical, just beside the current vertical? So there are 2 verticals?
Yeah, we can do that. So just take the vertical, and if you have to make sure that it's outside the entire thing. So you have to just point the leftmost or the rightmost, since you want side by side. So in that case, if you pull, you can see the one more vertical. It's about the position where you are trying to put that container. So now if you see there, we have one vertical, and inside this vertical all the sheets are there. As you asked, like one more vertical we want on the side by side. So we have now one more vertical. The way how we have to do it is, like, since you on the side by side, whether it's left or right, you have to make sure. For example, now if you see the view, it's showing the entire left. If it is showing inside, now if you see there is a part of shading only beside the last sheet. So in that case, what happens is vertical will be coming inside this horizontal. So when you try to pull the sheet, we have to make sure the shading is in the entire left. So now what happens is new vertical will be coming inside the already existing vertical. So basically the idea behind this is though if you pull the vertical, the shading which shows will say where you want the vertical or horizontal. It says more when you about the shading before the container comes. Whenever you pull your horizontal or vertical, there will be a shading which shows not approximately, exactly where the container which you are trying to put will come. So now, since we have pulled the vertical and the shading was in the entire region, we got the new vertical beside the existing vertical. Maybe if you would like to look deeper, then if you click the layout screen, you can just see the positioning of vertical and horizontal.
Okay, excellent.
Already we have one vertical and 3 horizontal, and sheet by sheet are there. Sheet by sheet, it's visible. Now we have pulled one more vertical just behind the left side. So we have new vertical, in which again, if you want to put containers, we can put all this. So basic idea why you have to put this container is, so if you change the automatic or size, the resolutions remains the same and it will be presentable. There is other option known as floating. So what is does is, so for example, currently I have selected sales by segment, and if I click here and if I give floating, it's it comes out and we can resize the way we want. For example, if you want to pull, or mostly the image in PowerPoint, once we pull, we can just edit the size by dragging on the any side or left, wherever you want. So in this case, if we drag, it comes in full view. But the problem with the float is, once the automatic is changed or different size, then the image will get disoriented here and there. So that's why we generally go up with the container. So whichever size or view or device, though we change, it will be presentable and it will be in the particular orientation which you have kept. But if we go for floating, the image will be disorienting here and there once if we change from one size to other or one device to other. That's why generally we go up with the containers to put the views rather than going by float. Yeah. So next we have image option. So what this image does is, if you want to put any image, mostly we will use this image option to put our a client logo or company logo. Mostly I have come across for using image option for that. Also we have one more feature. For example, now we can choose any image, maybe tab. So there is an option like fit and center image. So in this case, what happens is automatically by default it will get fit and center. Also we have additional feature like once if you click on the image, if you want like some URL to be published or popped out, then what we can go for is we can select the URL and we can just place it in target URL. Like okay. So what happens is once if you click, there will be a window popping out. This is the use of image. It's always not necessary we have to give some link behind the image, though you can just give the blank image also just by leaving the target URL empty. It's always not necessary you have to fill something with the target URL, though if it is empty also it doesn't show any error or it will be like applicable. In that case we will have only the image, we don't have any action behind the image, though if we click or pop no pop-outs will be there. Yeah. And next we have web page. So web page, what it does is like whichever URL if we click, the web page will load and it will just show the web page in the dashboard like based on the URL you give. So this is the functionality we have behind the web page. Next blank use, like once we make a dashboard we will just view about the blank. And navigation export extension, these are like some additional features which we have. Currently these are not important. We will try to cover more of basics in this session. Yeah. So I have already have some 3 or 4 sheets. With that we will, since we have learned about container all those, now we will try to just make a dashboard with the already sheets which we have. We will follow the steps and we will just try to make the dashboard. Yeah.
Okay. Are you done or are you waiting for something?
No, yeah, I'm just start.
Okay.
So first we are fixing the size of dashboard as 1400 into 800. Then we will just pull the vertical because we would like to control the heights of the sheet. So first we will pull the vertical. So with this we can control the height of the things whichever you are trying to put inside. Next we will pull on, generally we will go with the blank. First we will put the blank, then we will go with the horizontal. So in this case we can adjust the height between the sheet. So edit height. So if you give 50, mostly this 50 we will use for title block about the dashboard and logo, all those. Next we will try to pull 2 steps so that we can put the pieces. So since we have pulled the horizontal inside vertical, we will be able to control only the height. We have one more space left. Again we will pull on horizontal and we will delete the blank. So currently we have 3 horizontal inside 1 vertical, which can be seen in the side view. So 1 vertical, inside this we have 3 horizontal. So now we have just made the outer skeleton of dashboard. We will just try to bring the sheets inside and we will close this session. Yeah. So first we will try to bring sales by segment and also segment your product. So layout, sales by segment. Since it's inside horizontal, we will be able to control the width, edit with 400. So though we have given 400, we don't know what is the size of 400 and how it looks. That's why what we do is we will pull the blank inside. So now we will be able to just view the size of the width exactly. So we have kept sales by segment as 400. Now if we keep 500, we will be able to see how big it is. Since we have pulled the blank inside, we were able to see what is the size of the view. That's the use of blank. We'll be able to just see what is the size exactly and how it looks. If the blank is not there, what it does is it will show the entire window about the sales by segment. Next, we will pull the sales by category and subcategory. And now if you left click, we can just see how edit width. And current width is 627. Since we didn't plant any width over here, if we delete it, sales based category and subcategory will occupy the whole space. So before making dashboard, we should have clear understanding what we are going to do, what is the this, how it look like. So that helps us to pull the container. Since we have planned like first we have to control the different, we want to make dashboard at different heights. We have pulled the vertical outside. Next we put horizontal because we would like to control the width of the sheets. That's why we pulled horizontal inside a vertical. Like this, if planning is that, then making dashboard is like very easy. And also we should be more careful about pulling the containers inside. And sales by date, we will just pull it to the bottom. So we'll hide the title everywhere. So it looks. So also this how we create a dashboard. First what we will do is first we will pull the containers. Next we will pull the views inside. Maybe we will look about the dashboard actions and some more features of dashboard in the next session. That's all for this session from my side. Any doubts? Okay.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
See, once you get the Viz done, okay,
Yeah.
with the layout, so how sort of is there anything that we need to know about editing the layout of a dashboard? Because I think is good. I think there's a lot of flexibility and a lot of control it seems to be offering, which is a very nice thing. So when you want to edit, have you faced any issues? What are the things to keep in mind?
Basically, like when you want to edit, what you have to do is like click the layout, and you can see how is the dashboard is like. For example, it gives the entire layout about the dashboard. First, there is a vertical, and we have 3 horizontals inside this vertical. And if you click the drop down, it will show horizontal. The top horizontal has only segment legends, and if you click the bottom, we'll have like 2 sheets. And again, if you click the horizontal, we have 1 sheet. So like when you're editing, if you are trying to add sheet, where we have to add, that we should know first. For example, I am trying to add some sheet between this sales by segment and sales by cat and subcat. In that case, what should be the case? So I should be able to pull the sheet between this horizontal and vertical. So what I have to do is, for example, I am adding this detailed dashboard. Just if I pull this inside, I was able to pull the sheet between these two. And if you want to control size, in that case, we can just go and edit the width, might be 300 or like that. So we have so much flexibility in editing also. The thing is, like, if you have more idea like where to put all those, then if you open this layout, we will get idea like where to put, what's the size, all those. We will be able to do editing. Yeah. It's not like once you made containers, you can't edit. Even if you want to put filter when on website, maybe then just go horizontal, then just control the size. So in this case, we can add filter pen all in the left are color. So we have flexibility in editing also. It's not like once you have made the layouts, everything we can't change. We can try to make layouts inside the layout, outside, whichever we would like to add or edit.
Got it. So are you in a position, so can you go to layout tab?
Layout, yeah.
So, yeah, at the bottom you have the hierarchy, right? So can I like click on one, drag and put it in another container? Is that possible? Is that option there?
Yes. Yeah. If you want full sales by segment in down in other, just you can go to the sheet directly. Then you can just right, left click and drag it and put in the other container. So now the sheet which was in the tab to the bottom tab.
Okay, got it. So can I also do that on the bottom left box where it says item hierarchy? Can I just drag and drop in that? Is that possible? So for example, you have the sales by segment. Sorry, go ahead.
Chitin, I think that option is not possible there. The item hierarchy there, you can't drag and drop there. It's only for like seeing and selecting sheets.
Okay, got it. That's all right. We can live with that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. Okay, excellent. Yeah. Great.
Maybe in next session we'll try to cover more about dashboard action and further formatting. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay, excellent, great, awesome, nice work, Jairam.